Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Today is Thursday, in case you didn't realize that. And it's Thursday morning. And every Thursday morning, we have Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patty. Yay!
Yay! She's Merle. I'm Patty. And we talk about relationships, all kinds of relationships, love relationships, work relationships, family relationships, because that's what we do. Merle is the relationship miracle worker. And I work with people every day. I'm just your general psychic medium and good witch. And we spent years walking around in circles, solving all the problems of the world. And we decided we should take it to the world. So that's what we do. What are
Well,
we talking today, Merle?
I think we need to say that do serious topics, but we have a light touch because everything doesn't have to be. In
Right.
fact, it's good to lighten things up. So, what we're talking about today is a very serious topic. Uh,
Oh,
should you date someone from work?
ah,
Now,
very serious in a lot of ways.
yes.
Um, I
And
know a lot of people.
I think we should add to that. And if you do, how should you do it?
Yes, we should do that because a lot of people on the side of people do it or should do it or want to do it or just do it because they don't meet other people, good, bad, or indifferent. That's the world they're surrounded with, and that's where they meet people worth dating. On the other hand, it's a big bag of worms. Especially in this age, this modern age of Me Too. You have to take that stuff into consideration, other than whether it's boss, employee, or higher up, or just two equals. In this world, dating on any basis, less dating at, in a work basis, there's weird rules. You don't touch anybody beyond an elbow. But, that makes it hard for dating, whether you're off property or not. You never touch beyond an elbow in a HR setting. So, what are your thoughts, Merle?
Well, I think that it's uncomfortable. It can be uncomfortable. Uh, I guess when you enter a relationship, I mean, how are you entering a relationship? Do you think this is going to be a kind of fun for a while? Or, oh my gosh, this is the person of my dreams for the rest of my life? Um, a lot of, let me say this, a lot of people do date at work. And then for everybody that's watching right now, yes, we know you're at home right now. You're working from home. Some of you are still at work, but they're either the teachers or the first responders, the nurses, and everything like that. And that's a different kind of a workplace, not an office. Uh, and you mentioned also about people in showbiz, people that are uh, in movies or whatever theater situation it is. That
Yeah, there's something about that. I mean, in just even speaking from experience growing up in the theater before I even got into television and films, you create this camaraderie, people you're being artistic with, creative with, and everybody falls in love with everybody. You just do. That's why once you get into the movie stars and so with fell in love with their co-star, loved their other, it's there's this hormonal, energetic bonding thing um, that happens. The one thing about what we were talking about too, if you're just doing a play together, whether it's your local neighborhood playhouse or your movie stars together, that will end. I mean, at least the movie will end, the play will end. Your workplace, you're hoping it doesn't end. And that's where we go from our heart, we go from our emotions, our right brain, left brain. But if it is a workplace setting, I would put a little left brain thought into it, like, what happens if this doesn't work out?
also,
You still have to work with them.
I don't know about the play situation. In terms of the director would be like the boss. in an office, and it's it, it's it's very unwise for you to date down whoever's the boss and whoever's the person working for the boss. That the boss can get in serious trouble, because, as we all know, because a lot of bosses have gotten in serious trouble. Because the question is really, as the underling, do you feel like, well, yeah, I mean, he is nice and it would be all right, but I don't know if I would bother dating him if he wasn't the boss. So, I mean, is there some piece of coercion? And if there isn't, then it's not. Then
Are you frozen? I'm, I think Merle is frozen. I don't know if we are both frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen, but Merle's frozen to me. So, yeah. Patty is not frozen, but Merle is frozen. I'm going to talk. Okay. I will talk because Merle is frozen. I hope she unfreezes soon. They can put a little space heater on and come back. It is not always coercion. I want to address what she was starting to talk about, that if the boss and the underling, whether male or female, doesn't really matter. If that is the issue, it isn't coercion. It isn't like, oh, I'll get a raise if I date the boss. There is a power thing. There is a, sometimes people, women more than men, but certainly not exclusive to men, you fall in love with the power as much as the energetics. Like, ooh, they're powerful. So it's not always coercion. It's a thing. It's a real thing. So to be looked at and dealt with. Merle, are we back yet? Is it just me? Only you until Merle comes back. Okay. Okay, let's have a party. Let's talk about Merle, shall we? Isn't he the best? Okay, so dating at work, think about it, because think about the politics. You know, there's politics in any opera setting, whether you're a school or a hospital or a corporate building, or you're working cubicles, or you're a bank. Just look, if you want to look ahead, again, I'm not one to left brain relationships, but look ahead. If it becomes everything you want and you live happy ever after and you move into your house with a picket fence. I look at it, if it crashes horribly and you have to go to work the next day or the next month or the next year, what do you do at lunchtime? Is there weird politics? So just at least put a thought process into it before you go there, because something's going to happen with it. It never goes back to the way it was. I have somebody that I work with, um, a crush and I don't even know if it was an affair, an almost affair, a definite mutual attraction with someone who was a little bit of a boss, not a complete boss. And it was like, all of a sudden everybody was like they were in high school again. He looked at me and this and that, and they had this little flirtation. And every day going to work, it was fabulous, and going to work. And then it turned sour a little bit. She heard they were dating somebody else. And then it was like every day going to work was a pain and horrible. So think about that, because again, your workplace is your workplace. And if you're willing to quit your job over, which most people can't in this day and age, just a little left brain more than I would usually suggest. Is Merle back, I hear?
can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? And you can see me too? Yes.
Yay, she's back.
So that is really weird. An unknown error occurred. Please join this meeting from your browser. Report problem. I'm on my.
Uh-oh, she's gone again. She's frozen. I have one word for everything that's happening. Ghosts. It's October. You can blame everything on spirits. The veil between the world is the thinnest in October as we get close to Halloween / Samhain. Electronics mess up. We're also in Mercury retrograde, though I'm not an astrologer. We're also the veil is thin. Everything's messing up. So just laugh, go with it. Like we said, you can get really mad and upset. Is she gone again? I think she's gone. Are you back? She's frozen. It must be her. Are you there?
I'm here, but you
You
weren't there
left
for a
again.
minute.
You left again.
Yeah, this is weird.
It's a ghost.
Okay.
Ghost in the
Yeah.
machine. October. It might be worse next week. Or not.
So I think that what has happened is that all of this has been going on. It's 11:11. Time.
All right. So 11:11.
What?
Make a wish. Angel numbers, magic numbers, sacred numbers. And we always take a moment to contemplate or make a wish on something, or at least maybe a change of perspective. So not if you're driving, not if you're operating heavy machinery, but everybody else, take a deep breath. Hold it, exhale, close your eyes if you're comfortable, or not. Eyes wide open as well as good. I want you to think, and if you don't have a work, think of a workplace. If you don't have a workplace, think of, it could be something else. It could be your church, your temple, your club that you take the kids to, whatever that is, places where there are groups of people kind of together. And whether it's a love relationship or a dating relationship or other kinds of relationships, think so, maybe just go back to something in your life that was good or not good, something where you did go along that lines and like have a crush on that person and how it worked out or how it didn't work out. Just for a second. It could have been going way back. Even school situations or school professor, student. I mean, it always goes on. Think about that for a second. Again, was it good? Was it bad? Was it your best choice? Was it not your best choice? And now if you have anything like that, think about that in this current situation. If you do have anything like that in any kind of a relationship. Maybe now that, is it a good choice? Is it a bad choice? Is it something you should pursue or something you should maybe at least have second thoughts about? Or do you want to jump in with both feet? There's no right, there's no wrong. It's just nice to have a little bit of contemplation upon it. So everybody take a deep breath. Be thankful for everything you have and whatever relationships you have. And if you have a job, be thankful for that in this day and age. And then come back with a little bit more awareness and a little bit more consciousness to everything. Work for you, Merle?
It works for me. I think the thing that we're trying to get through to people through magic numbers or what is to be aware of what you're doing and not just say, oh, this feels good. And this is nice right now. But think of it as not a snapshot. Your life is not a series of snapshots. Your life is a video, a movie. It keeps going. This will lead to something else, and be aware of where it's taking you. If you can do
and you're
that,
in charge.
Yeah. Oh boy. Patty and I together want to tell you you're in charge. I think
you're right in the movie. And again, you can't control everything in your movie. Maybe you didn't pick all the co-stars or the situation or the plot line, but you control what you do within that movie setting. And you brought up a really good, so write the movie the way you want it. Again, you can't control it all, but you can control how you react. And you brought up a really good point on our walk in circles today, Merle, about not being a victim if something does go wrong or.
Listen, you can't worry about what you can't control. And people have accidents, stuff happens in life. A COVID happens. I mean, I'm going to tell you, none of us predicted COVID. And yet here we are. It's thank you, Donna.
Hey, Donna, across the pond.
I know, I love that. We're going to come visit you, Donna. But so, okay, now I have to remember.
You're talking
Oh,
about victim and not being a victim. If something
yes,
goes wrong.
yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. So if it's your movie, if it's your video, then you know, some of the characters that are stuck are stuck in your movie. Some of them you can get rid of. And if you start thinking in terms of, oh, this, okay, here's the movie, but it's my movie, I can run it. And then you're in charge. Then you're in charge. And when we're in charge, we're going to come visit Donna in
Yes.
England.
Yes, we are. We're going to come visit Donna. Yeah,
I,
you
go ahead.
control you. You don't control everything around you, but you control you. And that's the 90% is what I was always told. You know, yeah, that's the 90%. So.
That's it. That's it.
What are you talking about in 40 minutes, Merle? This, of course, is Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patti. But in another 40 minutes, you get Merle's pearls. You get Merle all by herself. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'm talking about, do you trust the person that you're dating? Whoa. Because we're going to be giving our course again, The Magic and Science of Love, 3 Secrets to Finding Your Perfect Partner. And I thought that we should be bringing in some topics uh, bit by bit about how to look for somebody, whether it's at work or not, and how to deal with that. And when you're dating, um, and we talked a little bit about this too. Some people get in trouble for not trusting, and other people get in trouble for trusting. So there's a little bit of you have to be conscious about it and figure out from which end you're coming,
Right,
and how to deal with that. That's what we're
right.
talking about at noontime.
Yay. Yeah, because if you treat your lover now like your other lover who maybe did you wrong, you might be doing a disservice to your current lover and might lose them along the way. Just saying. But yes, we are teaching a class. Any of you single folks out there, The Magic and Science of Love, we just finished one. It was really great. And we're going to do another one. We have really good luck with it. We've just done it twice now, but our first set, we have 2 engagements out of it. So finding the perfect love, we'll show you how. And we have one starting next month.
Yes, and I think the links are in the comments to our class.
Yes.
So
yes. So like her, follow me, like me, all the social medias, all the websites, get our books.
right.
Get our books. Where's your book? Her book's on relationships. Mine's just on everything. Her book is Breaking the Relationship Code. She's got a lot of secrets. Merle knows all the secrets.
And I'll reveal them. All right, Patti, I think you're done.
Thank you, guys. Come back next week. No, come back in 40 minutes or 37 minutes for, I don't know, my clocks are all wrong today. It's the ghosts.
And come back next Thursday at 11 o'clock for Thursday Thoughts with Merle and Patti. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye. And thank you, Donna. Bye, everybody.